Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are all doing good today and having a great day. Apologies guys, I'm a little bit late, but as you will see in the thumbnail, the title of this video, things are heating up with Eze now. Obviously there's a lot more to talk about with Eze. I did say to you guys these last few days there hasn't really been much for me to tell you guys because I didn't want to come on here and give you information that isn't true. But yes, there is a lot to talk about today about Eze. There's a lot to discuss and go over. So yeah, obviously big up to everyone that's in the chat, or big up to everyone that will be joining me today. Yeah, I'm lost for words. I mean, if Spurs get him over us, I'll be fuming. I'll be upset. But yeah, obviously, guys, let's just see what happens. But big up to chat as well. Big up to everyone that's here. Of course, you make sure you're liking and subscribing to my channel. But yeah, I'm going to be speaking about Eze today. Obviously, I'll share things that we've all seen on the internet. Obviously, Fabrizio Romano to give an update from the Spurs point of view about that. So yeah, I genuinely hope this doesn't happen, but you just never know what can happen with this. But yeah, it's from what I've read, it seems to me that Arsenal want to sell their players first. Obviously, I'll read what I've read out this morning. Arsenal are still interested in Eze and will have the edge if they push for Eze. But we want to sell the likes of Trossard first. I mean, I have read on the internet that Trossard will be the first, will be like gone this summer. So I think we definitely are going to sell a few players. We obviously don't have a lot of time. We don't have much time left, do we? To be honest with you. So yeah, none of this was a surprise reading this, but I'm just interested to see what we're actually going to do now. Are we actually going to go for it? So we're going to sell any of these players. Are we going to have the money for that? Generally don't know what will happen, but we're going to have to see what happens and what is going to go on behind the scenes. But yeah, a lot is going down, and I'm just interested to see if we are going to get Eze. Is Eze going to come to Arsenal? That would be really interesting. So yeah, big ups to the chat. Hey Victor, hope you're well. Hope all of you guys are well. Obviously, guys, I will be sharing my screen to look a bit more about the information, but of course please do like and subscribe to my video today. I hope you guys are all doing good as well. But yeah, I will be going through what has been said about Eze because yeah, it's come as a surprise. I mean, Spurs were interested in him at one point, but I think maybe because Maddison's injured, this maybe well they might want him. They want to go for him more. For us, we obviously know that we need to make some signings. We've done great so far, but we're not finished. For me, this isn't a finished article. So, yeah, for me, I still think we have to make some signings and bring some players through the door. But yeah, obviously, guys, we have to see what Arsenal are going to do this summer. It'd be really interesting to see what we're going to do in the rest of this window. As I said, I am going to be sharing my screen, guys. I just wanted to wait till a few if you did join in, but I'm going to share my screen, share what I've read, obviously, about, you know, the latest. Let me just obviously repeat. So let's share my screen. Obviously, guys, I'll come back and answer any questions you guys have for me. I'm going to just share my screen and see what, yeah, let's see what Fabrizio Romano has said. So obviously this is, yeah, obviously Jack Grealish, that was a surprise. Let me just go down here. There's so much happening at the moment. It's absolutely mad. Let me just have a look. Yeah, so he did speak a bit about, obviously with Rodrigo. Yeah, I hope he doesn't go to Man City. I would be sad about that. So here it says, Eze is keen on Spurs' move as Palace are informed of his desire to play in Champions League football. Deal now depends on club-to-club talks, but Spurs are seriously working on it, as reported earlier. I'm just going to see if there's any more information about this. I'm going to be so upset if this happens. So here, obviously, Tottenham keep, working on deals with Eze as well. Yeah, so here's the news from this morning that I saw. Understand Tottenham are also back in talks with Eze in separate deal from Savino. Spurs trying to get Eze while they can work on Savino following Madison injury and Son exit. Eze is keen, but deal depends on the Palace release clause expired. So I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this isn't great news for us. This is I don't feel great about this situation. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. If he goes to Spurs, I will be really upset because I think that would be a really big mistake for us. It'd be a big regret. I think if we don't go for him, we miss out on this. Then that is going to haunt us. So yeah, obviously, guys. We're gonna have to see what happens, but yeah, I will read you as well, guys. There has been updates regarding Arsenal about Eze. It seems to me what I've read And obviously show you guys, it seems to me that we have to sell players first in order to get Eze, but it does feel like we're moving at a very slow pace. So hopefully guys, this is going to get done as soon as possible, because I don't feel as confident that we're going to get Eze. I'm not sure it's going to happen anymore, guys, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. But you guys, let me know what you guys think. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Big up Ron. Arsenal are struggling to sell their players. It's I can't even pronounce the word, sorry, for a top side to be holding onto players that have no interest in the market. I think it's really, Trossard, I don't think you could have any problem selling Trossard, because Trossard is about, I think you get 20 million for Trossard, if we're being honest, but I think for us, we need to just do it now, get it done, move him on as soon as possible. So yeah, I do have my worries, I won't lie to you guys. I think it's going really slow, and this is a tough situation. It does seem like Spurs are going to get him, which we don't want, and I think if he goes to Spurs, then they're going to have a really good season. We're clearly not. So yeah, I'm not really happy about this. Cheers guys, trust the process. We're still phase 6. So basically they prioritise Mazuaki over Eze. I said to you guys that we should have gotten Eze. I think we should have gotten Eze right at the start of the window. I'm just so baffled by this. Like, why haven't we gone for this sooner? I think with Eze, I think he just wants to go to a club that's in the Champions League. I think he'd be happy to come to Arsenal, be happy to go to wherever, as long as they're in Champions League football. So I don't think he has a certain team he wants to go to. I just think he wants to play in Champions League football. So, and that's fair enough, but it's a shame if he goes to Spurs. I'll be really upset. But like I said, we have to have plan B. We have to have other options. If this doesn't go to our plan, we have to have other ideas of players that we want to bring into the club. So yeah, it's not great right now. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Yeah, we need to bring someone else in. Obviously, I hope we can get that done ASAP. But yeah, I just have no words. I'm pretty annoyed at the moment. Big up to Witterbed, good to see you in the chat. It's been a while, I hope you're keeping well. Big up to Lavin J. Hi, so I hope Eze doesn't go to Spurs. If Arsenal don't sign Eze, it'll be a big mistake. It's just, I think what I personally think is going to happen is that I think we're going to take too long with doing stuff, and he's going to end up going to Spurs or to another team. And obviously, like I said, Maddison being injured, obviously Son leaving Spurs is going to give them a chance to bring in a new player, because ultimately for Spurs they have to replace some of these players, and Eze would be a great signing. Eze is a great player. I just feel quite disappointed about this, to be honest with you. I've said to you guys, if we're not going to go for Eze, we have to have a good plan B. We have to have someone that's going to come in and do a really good job. And I just have my worries at the moment about who we're going to bring in if we're not going to bring Eze in. So yeah, it's a really weird situation, to be honest with you. I'm not feeling very confident about Eze at all. Obviously, big up to the chat. I know there's about 13 of you in here, so big up to all of you guys that are here. Of course, let me know what you make of this news about Spurs sort of hijacking Arsenal's deal. And yeah, let me know, obviously. And of course, guys, if you're new around here, please don't forget to like and subscribe as well to my channel. And of course, I'm happy to answer any questions. I will also share my screen, guys, because I have no doubt there's stuff to talk about. There's been a lot of stuff about Arsenal today on Twitter as well. So yeah, I will check it out. Unfortunately, the attraction for Eze is that he would walk into a starting spot for a Champions League side. Arsenal fans only want him as he is quality, and there's no comprehension of where he'd play in the team. I think with Eze, if I was Eze, I'd think to myself, where would I get into this team at Arsenal? I think that's another thing we have to think about, because if we're being honest, he's not going to get in over Odegaard. Whether or not we agree with that Odegaard is the starter, he is our captain, he is going to be starting a lot of games. And then on the other hand, on the left, would he want to play there? I don't know. It's a tough one, but I do think he deserves to be in Champions League football. He deserves to be playing at that level. So I don't blame him at all. I think that's completely fair enough. So it's a tough situation. It really is, because I just want him Arsenal, but I'm not sure it's going to happen, guys. Don't fancy Garnacho instead of Eze? No, absolutely not. I've heard Garnacho's actually going to Chelsea now, so there you can have him. I'm really hoping that this Eze to Spurs link is Palace trying to force Arsenal to hurry up and sign him. I would love that to be the case, because it would push us. We don't want our rivals to get him, do we? So I would love it if that was us trying to push the deal. But I have no idea. I really don't. I'm just frustrated. I saw that and I thought, for God's sake, guys, like, I think you look at the comments as well on posts and you think we are moving very slow. Obviously, guys, I'm gonna share my screen in a sec. I thought we could see what is happening about what Arsenal things about Arsenal. But yeah, from what I've read today, guys, it does seem as though we do want Eze, but we want to sell players before we get Eze, which isn't a surprise because if we're being honest, obviously, I don't know how much money Arsenal got. They could have not much, they could have a lot, we don't know. But I think if we're selling players, maybe that implies that we need to make money to bring in other players in. Obviously, you guys know with Vieira, we're going to get 20 million. For Trossard, probably 20 million. 14, and obviously, if we're against Zinchenko, it's not going to be a lot, but Zinchenko is probably 10 to 15 maybe million euros. So yeah, I don't really know. I would have liked us to get Eze before Madueke. Like, I'm happy Madueke is here, don't get me wrong, and I think he's going to be a great player for us, but I think there's certain players I would have liked us to get first. I mean, obviously I would have liked us to get Gokres, at the start, but I know certain deals are harder to get. But it seems to me that if Spurs pay what they want, then that's going to be done. It'd be really horrible watching him play. It'd be weird watching him play for Spurs because I love Eze. I think he's one of my favourite non-Arsenal players, so it'd be really weird seeing that. I hope it doesn't happen, guys, but it'd be weird. Big up Kevin. Just agent trying to push up his price, probably. Spurs are more ambitious than Arsenal, whether you want to admit it or not. They've had, I would say, with Spurs in this window, their window's been probably, quantity over quality, quality over quantity, sorry. They've brought in a few good signings, not brought so many, but they've really added a lot of depth and, they've done good. I would say a window. Obviously, I did a video the other day about the window, but we've had a good window, but we just need to be adding more quality in our attack for me, especially with Liverpool getting Isak as well. We need to just make sure we're improving. Big up AMW Football. I really don't think we signed Eze yet. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not very confident we're gonna get Eze either. I'm not feeling it's gonna happen, to be honest. If I'm being honest with you guys, I don't think we're gonna do it, and that's a real shame because we need him. We need him at Arsenal. So yeah, hopefully, guys, we can get this done. Just to give you a sec, guys, I just want to share my screen in a minute. I just want to have a little look about any Arsenal news today about Eze, because honestly, this situation is driving me a bit crazy. So I'm going to share my screen, guys. I'm going to check Twitter. I'm going to see if there's any news we can chat about. But obviously, big up to all you guys that are here today. And of course, if you've got any questions, do send them through. I'm more happy to answer them as well. And of course, guys, please do make sure you're liking and subscribing as well. And I will come back and answer your questions. I just want to see if there's anything on Twitter I can have a look at about Eze. Let's have a look at Eze. So let's have a look if there's anything about Eze on Twitter about Arsenal. Yeah, I think the world's gonna erupt if we don't get Eze. So this is some of the information. Spurs are aiming to seize a window of opportunity to be Arsenal. To Eze, Arsenal are still viewed as the first preference. Let's just read this bit here. However, an opportunity has arisen because they prioritised other positions first and spent much of the summer figuring out how to do all that business and bring Eze in. I don't think we're getting Eze. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I think that ship has sailed. Oh my god. Do you know what? It sucks because if you go to them over us, it'd be painful. This is what thing is, right? I don't know if I'd leave. You'd rather go to Spurs over Arsenal. I don't know if that's actually true, guys. I just don't think you would say that, but so it says here that Bird has been working at senior Arsenal player exit since July. Palace valuation for Eze communicated same month. Arsenal pushing to fund deal. Spurs also interested. Let's have a look at other things because yeah, I'm gonna see if something else on these guys because I actually saw some stuff about Trossard today. It might come up. It's not the best place to look for it. Some things are quite old on here, so obviously, guys, just bear with me for a second. Okay, let's have a look at any news. Yeah, so there was actually something I saw today. I don't know where I found it, but it was about Trossard. Also, guys, it expires this Friday. oh, the races on, this is going to be so stressful. It's just basically as a yeah, so that is I will come back and have another look in a minute, but it does seem that we're very unlikely to get as a yeah, I heard Trossard's leaving this summer. I'm going to try and find what source that was so I can show you guys, but I think we just, if we're going to get Eze and want to get him, we have to be quick. I'm not confident we're going to get him at all. Give you guys 1 sec. Pardon me. Sorry guys, bless you. Transfer fees have little to do with why teams don't buy players, as they can spread the cost over the length of the contract. Eze wants a payday, so it's his wages. The fact that Arsenal fans want Eze, who is number 10, shows that Odegaard has no business being the captain. Do you think Eze fancies coming in if he is needed as a backup to Martinelli on? Well, I don't think he'd be backup to Martinelli if he was on the left wing. I mean, I think yeah, I think for the game we're going to see, I think you're probably going to see Saka, Gokres, and Madueke. But I think if Eze came in, yeah, there would be a conversation about where you would play him. But I do think that he would definitely get a lot of game time. I really think he would be getting a lot of starts, to be honest with you. We know he's not coming to be on the bench, so it's a tough one, isn't it, really? Yeah, obviously I found out, let me just show you guys. I found a source says that Trossard's leaving. I mean, with Trossard, I would rather keep him over Martinelli, but it is what it is, and not much we can do about that anyway. But let me just find it, guys. I just want to read you out. But yeah, there's a lot going on. I think we're gonna have a really busy next week or two. So yeah, I'm just gonna share my screen to show what I saw about Trossard, but yeah, big up to you guys. Like I said, I'm happy to answer any questions you guys have for me today as well. Yeah, this isn't ideal really, but so now Arsenal obviously said, according to Sammy Mockbell, Trossard set to leave Arsenal this summer, which isn't a surprise really. It's a shame. I shouldn't see anyone news. Obviously, you know, Sinchenko, we know about that. I'm just going to have a look on his account to see if there is actually any more updates, if it lets me actually. Yeah, so let's have a look if it actually gives any more information. Obviously, we know Isak, that's the situation. So, yeah, obviously, we know the situation with Crystal Palace, which obviously I will speak about in a minute. But yeah, right, I'll come back to you guys anyway. But yeah, that is pretty much the latest. Trossard's going to leave, which isn't a surprise. But I think if we can get 20 for Trossard, that's probably what I expect. I don't think you're going to get more than that for Trossard, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's a very frustrating situation, guys. I mean, it's not nice to wake up to this news, but it would really sting if they got Eze, because I mean, we have been seen to be targeting him. I mean, we're being very slow at this. I think this would be our biggest mistake if we miss out on him, because he's a great player. He will be a great player. Whether he's at Spurs, whether he's at Arsenal, and as we said, I mean, where would he start if Eze came? Would he be a starter? He should be a starter, but ultimately it's going to be hard for him to get in this team, because we've got Odegaard, the captain, in that position, and then you've obviously got other players on the left. So yeah, I do think Eze should be a starter if he comes into this team. I think he is a great player, so it's a really tough situation, this, I think. So yeah, it's not ideal at all. But yeah, obviously not the best news to wake up to, guys. Obviously I will have a look as well on the news, what's being said. But yeah, it's not ideal. I'm really frustrated at this, because I think when we got Gokres, when that deal was done, I was saying to you guys, this is now our time to go for Eze. But I knew that we kind of needed to, you know, sell some players first, and we are taking a while to sell some players, as we said in the chat many times. Is it to do with the wages? Is it to do with other things? We obviously don't know, but yeah, this situation it's a very messy situation, and we're going to find out, guys, where he's going to go, because ultimately it's just really not great for us at the moment. And obviously the release course does end on Friday, so there isn't really long left, to be honest with you. But obviously you guys know I'm quite disappointed with the situation. I do feel quite deflated at the moment, so yeah, it's really frustrating, guys. I'm not happy at all, but obviously pick up to you guys anyway that are here. obviously, guys, let me know what you make of the situation. Obviously, the next few days are going to be really interesting to see what is actually going to happen, what's going to develop. I mean, where is he going to go? I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I mean, you look at Spurs. I mean, I know we hate Spurs, but you look out as an outsider, they've obviously had a bad season. They finished like 17th or something last season. They won the Europa League, and they've got a brand new manager in. And it would be honest, Spurs are probably going to do a lot better this season. And look at Arsenal. You look at us, and we've not had a lot of silverware, but we're a team that has been finishing second. We've obviously got to semi-final of the Champions League. And with Spurs, we're being honest, there's no guarantee they would do well in the Champions League, and they're building a team actually to win the Champions League and to win these big trophies. But with us, I do feel as though we're just those one or two players, like, we've got a striker now, we just need maybe a winger and a second midfielder. I do feel like we're just moments away from winning something so massive. So obviously it's up to Eze. What Eze does is what Eze wants to do, but it's a really interesting situation, and I just hope he doesn't join Spurs. But it'd be weird if he played for Spurs, but we'll have to see what happens. But yeah, it wouldn't be nice to see him play for Spurs at all. But I think with Gyökeres, it was really weird, because when I started doing these YouTube videos about, transfers, with Sesko, it did seem we were going to get Sesko at the time, and I was chatting about that. And then with Gyökeres, we did actually look more positive with Gyökeres, but with Eze, I don't think we've actually put any bids in, have we? And I don't believe we put any bids in, if I'm being honest with you guys. Obviously, I'm going to look in as well now while I'm chatting with you guys. I'm going to share my screen and look on, the internet, but I don't think we've really put any bids for him, because we need to sell players. I mean, obviously, if we can get rid of Zinchenko, Trossard, I don't know who else we can really get, and Vieira, but I don't know who else we can get a lot of money for. I mean, I know we want rid of Jesus and Lokonga, but you're not going to get tons of money for them, so that's going to be really tough. So yeah, that's why I do think some, Kivior. I mean, I don't think we're going to sell Kivior, but you have to. If you want Eze, you're going to have to look around other players and see how much money you can get. It's going to be really incredibly tough. So, yeah, obviously, guys, unfortunately, we're just going to see what happens. And big up to Gunner Forever. Like and subscribe. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. And, of course, guys, please don't forget to smash them likes and subscribe here while you're watching. And, of course, if you guys got any questions, do send them in. I'll probably be on here till about 4 today, so feel free to send me anything. Big up to Young Arsenal. If Eze prefers Spurs, we clearly haven't shown true interest, so it's obvious we're not going to get him. I'll be honest with you guys, if I have to tell you guys how I'm feeling about this, I'm not confident at all. I don't think we're going to get him. I don't feel like it's going to happen. Obviously, we might be a bit slow to this now, because obviously if Eze is, if Spurs offer him a good amount of money, he's going to go, or if they offer him the right deal and Crystal Palace happy with it, he'll be playing Champions League football and he'll be happy with that. So yeah, we are going to have to see what's going to happen, what's going to develop as well. But yeah, this is a really interesting one. A true captain is needed on the pitch and not on the bench. It's time to make Rice the captain, so it's blocking Eze. Arteta. I mean, it's really difficult, because obviously, like with the captain situation, when we had the whole thing when Aubameyang wasn't a captain, and we were thinking he was going to be our captain, I never really thought Odegaard would have been a captain. I was thinking maybe someone like Gabriel Magalhaes at the time. I mean, I think he still could be a great captain, but I never really thought of Odegaard as a captain. I thought of Tierney as a captain at the time. I do really think as though, like with captains, they do have to stay on the pitch. You can't not have a captain on the pitch. You need that. You need a captain on the pitch. It's a really tough one, isn't it? Because I do actually agree with what you're saying. It is kind of blocking his way of getting in the team, if we're being honest. And I think it's going to be really difficult for him to get a lot of game time. If Eze came in, he's not coming in to be on the bench. He's coming to start this team, and it's going to be hard for him to get those regular minutes as well. So yeah, it's going to be really tough to see what is actually going to happen with Eze. If he did come to Arsenal, how he plays, how he gets into this team is going to be really interesting. Yeah, with Odegaard, I'm not bothered that if he's our captain, if he's not our captain. I think there's definitely a place for Odegaard in this team, but whether or not that's him on the bench, whether or not that's, I do think he deserves to be part of the team. Because he deserves to start. That's another conversation. I like Odegaard. I do want to give him more of a chance, but it's a tough situation, it really is, especially if Eze's coming in. Eze would definitely improve his team instantly, so yeah, it's a really interesting conversation to have. But yeah, big up to Ron, big up to your comment. It's a fair comment. But I do think I like Odegaard. You guys know I like Odegaard. I still think he has a place in this team, but I just think at the moment we are struggling really. Marty from AFTV was certain Eze is coming to Arsenal. He said he knows a Palace coach. Yeah, I don't think that's true, to be fair. Obviously, I think you should only believe stuff when it's from a reliable source. I'm not saying it's not reliable, but you know, I think when I say to you guys, when I give you guys information, I always check if Fabrizio Romano is, you know, said anything. And if he has, then it's probably true. But I think it's hard because people believe anything these days, and we have to be careful on who we believe as well. So yeah, it's really tough. Let's go over your comments. Be up AMW football. If Eze chooses Spurs, you'll play Champions League. Coming the coming season, they will not qualify beyond this coming season. While we are challenging for both the Premier League and the Champions League, and no, it's really weird because I see it like that as well. I think to myself like, yes, Spurs are the Champions League, that's amazing, and they've got a new manager, they're going through a new sort of process, and they've added some great players. But as you've mentioned with Arsenal, we are challenging, we're very much there. So why would you want to go to a club that are only in the Champions League? Maybe he thinks Arsenal aren't winning trophies and we're struggling to win trophies, and you know all footballers want to win trophies, but it's hard. I don't know what we're going to do. I'm just hoping he doesn't go to Tottenham. I think he just wants to play in the Champions League, and if that's at Spurs, then so be it. Be up Kevin, good to see you here. Paris seemed resigned to lose Eze and Guahi when injured yesterday. It must be hard to managers. I mean, I've seen with Eddie Howe, you don't want to lose your best players at all. So that's going to be really tough for Palace as well. I mean, Guahi's great as well, but you know, losing both would be quite tough for Palace. Big up to Aldi, big up to Soph. Does Eze's transfer really depend on Trossard sale? I think so. I'm under the impression, like, for us to get Eze, we have to make the money, obviously, with the players that we're hoping to move on. I mean, if you get Trossard for 20 million and you get Vieira for 20, that's 40, you could put in a bid at that point. So I think we just have to sell some players. I don't know who else we're going to sell, but yeah, I do think Trossard's sale, I do think, has a lot to do with Eze coming to Arsenal. Big up John Arsenal. Selling of players doesn't block new signings. We still need a proper natural left winger, not a forced option. The team requires someone who generally fits that role, not just to adapt. Yeah, I mean, listen, we know, I think Madueke will be good there. Martinelli is just Martinelli, but I think for me, if we're being honest, you know, I do agree with you, completely agree with you. We need a left winger that's a natural one that suits playing there. You know, if we end this, I just feel like if we ended the window and we brought in a left winger, I'd say, do you know what? I'd be happy with that, but I would be sad we missed out on Eze. With Eze, it's obviously now or never. You know, if he goes to Spurs, there's not come back from that Eze. So yeah, I don't know what else I can say. It's just a really annoying situation, if I'm being honest. I'm still confused as why Arsenal didn't compete as his transfer before Madueke's, which isn't as urgent in terms of needs. For some reason, I don't know why, but when you buy Chelsea players, it gets done really quick for some reason. So I don't know. I really don't know why it gets done so quick. Because with us, like with players we bring in, it takes a long time. This has taken a very long time. I generally have no idea why it's taken so long. So yeah, I honestly don't know. We got Phil. Don't say it, you can't go to Spurs. I really don't want him to go to Spurs. That would honestly be my worst nightmare, generally. Guys, we just have to hope and pray he doesn't go to Spurs, because that would generally be a disaster for us. Eze is great, but we're stable without him. Adding him would help, although I think we're still assessing potential signings. Listen, without Eze, we're still good. You know, he just helps us create things and helps us in the attack. But obviously, I think the left winger is really important. I think we need a left winger desperately. So hopefully, guys, we're going to get that done. Big up to Clement. It's starting to become evident that this club is serious about winning major trophies, because it takes us 3 weeks to a month to make signings. Eze has been available for a while now. Yeah, and we are very let me just come back to this one very slow, to negotiate with Crystal Palace, who have made it clear they want 68 million. Now Spurs are in negotiations with Crystal Palace with 65 million. Let's see how this one plays out. Yeah, and you know, I feel like we don't laugh or cry. This situation is so frustrating. I just don't get why has this happened? Why does that happen to us? I think we're just taking too long, and ultimately Spurs are just making the most of this. The fact we're being very slow, so fair enough. But I'm not happy, obviously, about that. I want us to go for it, and it's just really annoying. Clearly, no ambition if you join Spurs, but this one will hurt. I usually care when they buy. It's hard because I think we'll probably be hurt because we've been in him for a very long time. We've been quite interested in, but nothing has really developed about this, and nothing has particularly happened quickly. So I think I'd understand why we'd be hurt by this, because I think we're all going to be quite hurt. It's taken such a long time for it to happen. Obviously, big up to you guys. I really appreciate all of you that are here today answering your questions, and of course let me know what you make of this situation. If it goes to Spurs, I won't be happy, but yeah, obviously there's about 18 of you in the chat, so big up to all of you guys that are here. Of course, please don't forget to, guys, remember to like this video and subscribe, and drop in any thoughts you got. I'm happy to answer any questions as well. But obviously I will do a follow-up video if there is any more news about Eze. If he does go, I'll do a video about it, even though I'll be heartbroken. By the way, have you heard the recent news about Isaac? The situation is getting crazy. What do you think? Yeah, I honestly, it's not a surprise you want to leave Liverpool, because obviously he deserves to be playing in the big competitions. Isaac deserves to be winning titles and stuff. I don't ever have a problem with that. It's just like you said, it's a very messy situation, isn't it? So yeah, I do think he'll go to Liverpool, to be honest with you, and I think that's going to be incredibly hard for us to win the league if that happens. So yeah, we need to move a bit faster, to be honest. It's going to be so difficult for us if that actually does happen. So yeah, it's not ideal, is it, guys? Big up Daniel as don't remind me, I'm not happy about this at all. Honestly, so if go and watch the Invincible podcast last episode on AFTV, Marty was so sure that as a deal would get done. I'll watch after this, I'll definitely watch it. I already watched their videos anyway, so I will go and watch that. But guys, I'm just gonna go through the questions. Players want the first to actually start and play. Winning is important, as the average player in the career is only 8 years. Challenging and running something else is not attractive to players. It's hard because, I mean, I know I'm an Arsenal fan, but I can see it as an outsider. I can see it and I think to myself, we aren't winning a lot. We've not won a lot. We've not won anything since, 2020. So I do actually get why Eze or any player would look at us and think, rather come to Arsenal if we're finishing second, if we're not even winning FA Cups, League Cups, I do get it. Like, on paper, you're the second best in the league, and you're the semi-finals of the Champions League. On paper, it doesn't look bad, but I mean, as fans, that isn't good enough for me anyway. I'm not happy with that, but I do get why players would retract to come to Arsenal, because if you're looking at it, you look at Liverpool. I mean, for example, I know Liverpool maybe last season or two, Man City and Arsenal have been up there a bit more than what they have, but Liverpool have had FA Cups, League Cups between those years when they struggled, and they've won a lot. So I feel like, for me, if you look at it like that as well, I think you want to go to Liverpool as well, because they've had silverware. I do think of Arteta. What I will say about him is that, you guys know I like him. I think he's taken us a long way. I think he's improved us a lot. But if we're being honest, on the other side, I think that maybe his tactics, maybe him not having enough experience, like maybe an Arne Slot or maybe a Klopp, might let us down. But I genuinely believe guys will win something this season, and if players don't want to come to us, then that's up to them. I think, Arsenal's a great club, but us not winning stuff is a big problem. So I do think, Ron, you do have a point there. I do agree with that. And at the end of the day, that's why I never blame a player for wanting to leave, because, as you said, you only have one career. If you want to go and win a Champions League and you do have that chance at Arsenal, then of course win it somewhere else. I'll be hurt by that, but it's like, if Saliba, if it was 2 years from now and we were still second and we didn't win stuff, and Saliba thought, I want to win a Champions League, and he went to Madrid, I'd say, that's really hurtful, but I understand where you're coming from, because I would want Saliba to do the best for him. I want him to win stuff. That's just an example. I'm hoping by then we'll have won the league by then. But I think as well, what's really difficult for us now, the more every season happens, it's harder to win the league because obviously more competition, more play. Every team's going to have more players. I remember the first season that we were going to win the league that we weren't expecting. We had a good team. I know we obviously struggled because we had injuries. I think that season Jesus was out for a while, but that season, the season after, was our chance to really do it because the players that were in that team, in teams at Liverpool, Man City, we could win against them. But I think now, look at Man City, they could get Rodrigo. You look at Liverpool, they might get Isaac. So it does feel like it's incredibly hard now for us to win stuff because everyone around us is strengthening. I know we've strengthened as well, and obviously I do think with Gyökeres that is massively going to help us. He's going to improve this team for sure, but it's just incredibly difficult now to win the league. And the Champions League, I think, if I'm being honest, I do think us having a better shot of the Champions League. We've got to the semi-final. Of course, you need a bit of luck in the Champions League as well, but I think we've got a good shot in the Champions League. We've got to the semi-final last season, so I'm sure we can do it. Big up Aldi. Imagine Eze and Kudos in the same team. Oh my god, do not remind me. That would be a nightmare. I like Kudos, I hate to say that, but that really would not... that would not help us at all, I'm being honest. I pray that does not happen, but I wouldn't be surprised. Right, with Madueke, it's really difficult because obviously I've said to you guys, like, I want to see how he goes. I'm not going to judge him now. I want to see how he can do. Maybe when he's had half a season, or maybe when he's had, I don't know, a certain amount of game. I would probably judge him then, but obviously right now I can't judge him. So yes, it's incredibly tough, but I do get what you're saying. I'm sorry for missing out on the question. I just want to go through all of your comments. It would just be like an Arsenal to sign someone we've never heard of who turned out to be amazing. Vieira, before your time, of course, a month after we signed him in Milan, they tried to buy him back. I mean, I always think about it as well. I mean, obviously, you guys know better than me because I was like one when Arsenal won the league, but when Henry said, it took him a bit of time as well to adjust. I know he became a legend and he did amazing things for Arsenal, but I do generally think it does take time for Arsenal players to gel in to the team. It would just be like an Arsenal sign. Yeah, I've read that. Sorry, Phil. I just big up Adnan. Eze should come to Arsenal. I'd hope so, guys. I really hope he does. That would be the dream. That's what we all want. But I genuinely have no idea what we're going to do. I have my worries. I really do. I have my doubts about this situation. I just worry he won't come. I don't know what we're going to do. Big up Audience 70 Gunner, big up Gossip, what's the gossip? Well, if you want to know, then pretty much you might be going to, as he could be going to Spurs, which leaves us in a horrible position, really. So let's hope it doesn't happen, but I just don't know what is going to happen, honestly. You just never know what can happen, what's around the corner. But yeah, it's just hard. Obviously, Fabrizio Romano did pretty much say this all this morning. But yeah, I think when Trossard's gone, maybe things are going to develop more quicker. Obviously, that is slated that we've all heard today. But it feels quite draining with the situation because I think we missed out on him, and that's going to be really tough. So yeah, hopefully, yeah. To be fair, Henry was a left winger, and Wenger turned him to a central world-class striker. Yeah, I love that he did that. I think that was, I mean, people don't give Wenger the credit for that. I mean, it's like, I mean, in a sense, I weirdly think Martinelli is better up front. It's really weird. Some players can play on the left or on the right and just do better up front, but yeah, that was genius from Wenger, to be fair. Obviously, big up to you guys here. I know there's about 15 of you in the chat, so big up to all of you guys that are here. If you've got any questions to me, then obviously do drop them in. Of course, I'm more happy to answer them. And obviously, guys, there's about 13 or 14 of you in here, so of course, do make sure you're liking and subscribing if you haven't already. Tomorrow, guys, I want to let you guys know I'm going to be back tomorrow as well. I'm going to be doing a preview with a United fans. So yeah, I'll be back tomorrow at 7 as well. I'll probably do a video in the morning anyway, but obviously it feels weird the Premier League's actually back on. It hasn't sunk in yet, so I'm excited for that as well. Big up to young Arsenal. I think Spurs can't unlock Eze's full potential, Sophie. It's never just about players, but how we use them. We're still assessing signings, and Eze is accepting because the season's about to start. I think Eze, like, I think he'd probably prefer Arsenal, but I think he's probably thinking now, listen, the season starting in like next weekend, he's probably thinking to himself, I just want to play Champions League football. So he's probably thinking to himself, like, where can I go that will get me there? So yeah, I think he just wants to play somewhere that has Champions League football. And to be honest with you can't blame him. It's understandable if that is the case. But yeah, I just want him to be able to just come to us, but I don't think it's going to happen. I'm not feeling optimistic about him coming to Arsenal right now, unfortunately, but we have to pray that these things can happen. Stan and his board have a business model where their interest is to have Arsenal challenge at all fronts, but unwilling to commit the funds to make them winners. Yeah, fair enough. Lover Footy says, we do not need to sell a few to get funds, but if we lose out to Eze, I'll be gobsmacked. We need to get a number 10 plus. The left winger is a big must. Big up to Lover Footy. I completely agree with you there. I think it's a must, to be honest with you. I do. Obviously, we are going to have to see how we do get on with the creativity side of our game in the season. For example, we could do really well. I know Super Mendy will definitely be helping with the creativity side of things. Like, I'm not worried about that. Declan Rice can be great going forward. Odegaard, I'd say with Odegaard, like, he can do good attacking wise, finding the passes and stuff, but I think Eze would just really take you to another level and help you, and I think he would just really thrive in this team, especially now we've got Gokwesh, you've got Saka as well, so it's an interesting one, isn't it? But I do agree with you, I think a left winger is a must as well, but I don't think we're going to do that, so yeah. It's going to be tough, it really is, going into the season. Big up to Aldi. If Eze doesn't come to Arsenal, who do you think could be a plan B signing? I feel like Lookman also prefers Inter over Arsenal. Rodrigo is obviously very expensive. It's really difficult because, what I've said to you guys is probably unrealistic, but I said if you can't get Eze, get Rodrigo. If you can't get Rodrigo, get Eze. I'd want one or the other, to be honest with you. With Rodrigo, I have heard he is 100 million, and obviously with Eze, he is 68, about that. Do you know what, I'll be honest with you guys, I would just say, if I was in Arteta's shoes and we can't get Eze, I would actually get Rodrigo. If Rodrigo was happy coming to Arsenal and we paid him a certain amount of wages, I would bring him to the carpet, I really would. 100 million is a lot, I get that, and it's probably too much for a player like him. He's probably worth it, but I mean, it's like with a striker, you expect that amount of money, but with him, it's going to be hard. I think if you got him, you'd probably have to sell some of your better players, maybe like Kvyat. With Trossard, Trossard, Vieira, Zinchenko, maybe you get 55 million for them three altogether. Reece Nelson, maybe a 10 million. It's a lot of money, but I think we could do that. And obviously, as you said, Lookman, I like him, but as you've just mentioned, he doesn't want to come. He's happy where he is. So I think we just have to look at plan Bs now. We have to prepare ourselves, to be honest with you, for that scenario. Phil. Look what Arteta did with Benny, a central defender, a fringe England player. He has turned him into a right-sided monster. Yeah, Ben White has definitely improved a lot. I watched him at Brighton and he was good, but we've seen at Arsenal he has gone to a different level. And I'm also interested, guys, to see where he will be starting. Like, is he going to be a starter? I just think it's really difficult because now I think Timber is our right back. He should be starting right back, but I think it's good to have options because I think Ben White is always going to be a player that has injuries. I think Timber will have the same problems. I think they'll both have niggles throughout the season, so they'll both sort of be rotated a bit. But yeah, we're lucky to have Ben White. He's really good. I hope Spurs get their ass kicked by PSG. I forgot that's on tomorrow. We're watching that. I can't wait for that. Yeah, PSG just as once. Please do that. Be up to chat. Be up Cooper. Bless Sophie the community. Be up Cooper. Good to see you in the chat. I hope you're good. Be up to all of you guys that are here. Option is Leo. Lookman prefers Inter over Arsenal. Eze is 50-50 right now. Rodrigo is either heading to Man City after they sell Savio to Tottenham. Yeah, I think Man City will thrive with him, unfortunately. I'll come back to this, Phil, in 1 second. I just want to read out this. Cooper says, smash like and subscribe. Thank you so much, Cooper, for your support. And of course, guys, please don't forget to like and subscribe here while you're watching. Thank you so much, Cooper. What are your thoughts on Grealish's biggest fall from grace for 100 moment player? It's really weird. I mean, it's really sad. I like Grealish as a person, but I just think when it's hard because when you actually go to a bigger club, you're not guaranteed you're going to get in the team. Because when he was at Villa, he was a starter, he was thriving, he was amazing, and then obviously he went there. He kind of struggled to get in the team, and he just Everton might be good for him. I'm not saying that would be his club for the future, but it's a loan. It might do him good, but it's a really interesting situation. I never thought that would ever happen. It just him going to Everton, it just feels unexpected. So yeah, it's really interesting him going there. So yeah, I'm a bit surprised, but if he does well, I really hope he does and he thrives there. But it did not work for him at Man City. It just wasn't a good move at all for him. Love a footy. Seeing a few videos of Leo, he's pretty sharp on the ball and has great touches. He'll be great on the left wing, and just not sure about his price tag. Just unsure why Eze would go to Spurs. Yeah, I do agree with that. Especially if Spurs and now are just the team. They're just sort of in process of getting better and going in the Champions League. It's like the first season in the Champions League, so yeah, I do agree with this, Phil. I completely agree with you that we can swap Tim and Benny training on fitness and games. I think, like I said, I think they'll both have niggles in the season. They'll both have moments where they'll have to have a break or they'll have to have time out. You know, like there'll be games like the cup games where you'll have to rotate heavily. So, yeah, that isn't really a surprise. And that's not a bad thing. They're both great players to have in the team. I still think there's room for both of them in the team. So, yeah, I think that isn't a surprise, really. I hope they both do well in the season coming up. But yeah, Grealish, I think it's not a surprise he's leaving. He's getting Premier League experience, and I hope he does really well. So yeah, obviously, guys, I'm going to share my screen here. I'll probably be on here for maybe another 20-30 minutes. And of course, I'll be back tomorrow as well. I'm hoping we're going to hear some more news about this Eze situation because I want it to happen ASAP. For a while, it's been we need a striker, now we need a left winger. The player recruitment is based on being hard, be instead of nicking a goal and winning. I do think we're doing better with Gokres. We just have to see how it goes, but I do think we might struggle on the left a little bit. But obviously, I'll see what happens. I'm just going to share my screen, guys, now. I just want to have a look and see what's been latest on Eze. But obviously, guys, I'm happy to answer any questions you guys have for me. So let's have a look. Eze. So obviously, it's pretty much all of that, which is obviously so depressing. Let's have a look at what this says about. Let's have a look here. So I should have a little look. Let's see this. I'm dreading this. If you go to Spurs, we'll generally really upset. There's so much going on at the moment. It's honestly crazy. It's been so busy. So Eze, right, I'm going to read a bit. Eze is reportedly keen on a move to Tottenham. Crystal Palace have been informed by the playmaker of his desire for Champions League football, which Spurs can offer him this season. According to Fabrizio Romano, a possible deal might now depend on the club's retalk. Spurs are seriously working on finalising a deal. Now, obviously, with the Arsenal perspective, it says, however, Arsenal remain firmly in the race for Eze, who is happy reportedly open to a move to the Emirates despite being happy at Palace, just winning the FA Cup and the Community Shield. So it does definitely seem that he is still keen on Arsenal, but maybe prefers a Spurs move. I don't know, but that does generally feel quite depressing, to be honest with you. I don't want him going there. Like, I just wouldn't be happy about that at all. Like, I know you guys feel like the same as me as well, but it just feels really weird to see him go there. I'll just see if there's any more articles I can have a look at. I'll just go and talk about for a sec. Maybe they might be reliable. So yeah, Arsenal. This demo feels quite depressing. So Arsenal stockpile number 10s could give Northern rivals Tottenham the edge in the battle to sign. After a relatively quiet summer, Tottenham expect to spend big in the final weeks of the window of Eze as a top targets. Eze has obviously played a key role there. Arsenal have been tracking Eze all summer, but are yet to make a formal bid. So obviously, guys, when people have said we've put a bid in, I don't think it's actually been true. Like, I never believed it anyway. I didn't think we'd actually put in a bid. I just didn't think that's why I never came on here and said Arsenal put in a bid, because I didn't think it was ever reliable. I think if it was reliable, you would hear it all over social media. So I think there's certain journalists you just can't trust, because I just think they make stuff up for views and stuff. So yeah, obviously Eze's one of the main factors that they Spurs see Eze's best position is playing off a lone striker. Arsenal already have captain Odegaard and Havertz in that role, while Waneri also is being promised minutes after a new contract. Eze can also play on the left, but also remain oversubscribed that area. Well, Trossard will be going as well. So obviously Eze has a 68 million release clause in the contract, which will be expired on Friday. So maybe on Thursday we'll hear some more news. But yeah, it's interesting, that, isn't it? Let me just have a little look on. This is obviously, I think all of these stuff is true. I do think a lot of this is true, to be honest with you. It's pretty depressing, though, to be honest with you, for Arsenal fans. Sure, guys, should we have a look at Rodrigo in a minute? I want to see if there's any other news about Rodrigo. Yeah, it's just pretty much the same sort of stuff, isn't it? I want to see if there's anything about Rodrigo. I know he's probably going to go to Man City if it happens, but I want to see if there's anything about Rodrigo. This is, I don't really know if this is true. Arsenal eyeing Rodrigo as a fullback options as a. Let's just have a look what it says here. So here it basically says, according to Court Offside, Arsenal will target a move for Madrid winger Rodrigo if they can't secure Eze this summer. The Gunners have bolstered their front line, as we all know, with Madueke and Gyökeres. Obviously, Arteta may want more attacking options. Arteta, if you're being honest, Arteta hasn't actually given much away about the signings. He's pretty much just said that we'll see what happens. So he's not really said much about this. He's very much keeping his options quite close and not really, not said an awful lot. Let's have a little look here. Eze has been regularly linked to the Emirates of Arsenal for options. So I don't know if we would actually get Rodrigo. The Gunners have already spent almost 200 million with new signings. Obviously, Eze 68 million. Obviously with Eze, with experience he has. Obviously the news here about Rodrigo, Man City. I think Man City have the money. I think they could do it if they wanted to, but yeah, let's just see what else it says here. I just really hope it doesn't happen. I really hope it does not happen. So as far as I go, let's just see what this says. So yeah, Rodrigo. Oh my God, Rodrigo would be great, wouldn't he? That is just those stats: 68 goals and 51 assists. That is pretty good. I would love him. I think he should be our options. From the see if there's any information. Apparently Rodrigo is key to join Arsenal and City this summer. I don't know if I believe that, but Chief Correspondent Graham Bailey understands Rodrigo's camp and Intimidates are now holding talks of move to England. Turkish giants for match and Rodrigo. I think he's definitely a player there's going to be a lot of interest in, but yeah, obviously Rodrigo has been told the situation. Real love him, but they're ready to move on. The players feel agreement with him. He also believes that situation is resolving. My understanding is that Arsenal and City are very much leading the case, but both clubs really appeal to me. Are both Champions League contenders and look a really good fit. I'll just come back now, but yeah, obviously it isn't a surprise really, because I think the Man City are, they've had a lot of success. They are going to be a club that is up there and that might want him, and obviously we know we want him. So I think if you're in the Champions League, you are going to attract a lot of clubs. There's going to be a lot of clubs that will want you. So yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. But yeah, big up to the chat as well. I'm just going to go through your stuff now. Eze is far too good for Spurs. I wish he would come to us. Big up to Jagan. Big up to Phil. Big up to Isa. Big up to yourself. Arsenal take too slow at signing players. Yeah, we really do. We're literally turtle slow. We are so slow. It is so frustrating. Obviously, big up to chat as well. I'm going to just go through your questions now. Arteta does not give much away about anything. I bet he would be evasive if you ask what he was having for dinner. He'd be like, I don't know, I'll have a think later. He's not very, he doesn't give much away, does he? He's like, let's see what happens. Like, that could mean anything. He doesn't really tell you much. I'll stop sharing my screen now. Yeah, it's so true though. He doesn't give much away at all, does he? Why would Rodrigo come after the Ozil debacle? 3 Community Shields and 1 FA Cup over 8 years is not going to attract a big player. It's a shame with Ozil. I think, obviously, I only watched him when maybe he'd been there a year or two before I watched Arsenal, but yeah, I think he was good, but I think if I'm being honest with Arsenal years ago, we had the attack to win stuff, but we just didn't have the defense. So I think in Özil's defense and when Sanchez was here, we didn't have, as a whole team, we weren't good enough. But I do think he was a lot better. He was a lot better at Madrid, to be fair. But if I'm being honest, I do think it'd be different now if he came to Arsenal because we've got the striker, we've got a good defence to win stuff. So I think it would be a bit different now. But yeah, I do get that. Obviously, big up to you guys that are here. If you've got any questions, do drop them in. I'll be on here for about 20 more minutes. And obviously, guys, please do make sure you're liking and subscribing as well while you're watching this. So that would help my channel very much. Big up Shagun. I love that writing. Eze is not for good. He is being built gradually from QPR to Crystal Palace to Spurs is nice. Arsenal is a big one. Big up Denise. Obviously, I don't think I've seen you here, so welcome to my channel. Hope you're good. Do you think he'll join Spurs? Probably. No one knows. I hope he doesn't. That really would make me so sad. I hope he doesn't because I think that would make it hard playing against him, especially that I like him. He's one of my favourite non-Arsenal players, so it would be quite difficult. But yeah, to answer your question, probably. I hope he comes to Arsenal though. Arteta would make a great spy. This is our best side since the Invincibles. I think this side is a much more. I think as a team, we're nearly there. We just needed a few more attackers. But yeah, I think I just can't wait to see this team get started in the season, get kicking on, see how we really do. As I'm really excited to see. I'm sure this team will do well. I just want to see us start winning stuff again. So hopefully we will. But obviously, be up to you guys that are here. Send in any questions you guys have for me. I'm going to be back in a second. I'm just going to get a drink. But give you guys 2 minutes. And yeah, I'll be back in a moment. And yeah, send any questions you guys have for me. And I'll be back in actually 2 minutes. Hey guys, I'm back now. I hope you all can hear me good. Thank you, Phil. It was always good to see you in here. I hope you have a great day as well. And yeah, hopefully you'll have a good season. So I'll see you all soon. Big up to, I do apologise to pronounce your name wrong. Big up to Noeda Good and 90. Don't worry, mate, Eze is us. Well, obviously, as we said, I think with Eze, it's probably 50-50 at the moment. Obviously for us, we have that sort of downfall where we have to sell players, and unfortunately it's going to take us a little while. So for us, it's not an ideal situation at all, and I just think we need to get it done as soon as we can. I don't know why things are taking so long, to be honest with you, with like moving players on. It is taking like a very long time. Obviously, I think Trossard will go quite quick. I mean, I think I've accepted now Trossard's probably going to go. If we got Eze and Trossard went, I could accept that. I just want us to get I want Eze to come. So obviously Vieira is going to be about 20 million, which is fine. It is what it is. I'm not too bothered. Lokonga, I don't know what to do about Lokonga, to be honest with you guys. I have no idea what we're going to do. Nelson, I think Nelson's probably going to be alone. And they also want a permanent deal, which I get because we want money. But yeah, it's hard. I mean, I'm sure we have some money somewhere, so I don't think that's a problem. But yeah, we can get, I think we get about, I mean, with Vieira, Zinchenko, I think you can get a bit of money for them too. So I think we're just going to have to try and get as much money as we can and hopefully get Eze to Arsenal. I do wonder if we both put in the bids, who would he pick? Who is he more likely to pick? Is he going to go for Spurs? Is he going to go for Arsenal? I'm interested to see who is more likely to pick. So that is obviously interesting to see who would go for more, like who's more likely to pick. But yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. Obviously, I will give you guys some information to you guys about if there's any. I'm sure we're going to hear more stuff in the next few days anyway, so of course I will be back and doing that as well. But yeah, big up to chat as well. If you've got any questions for me, do send them through. I'm more than happy to go through them as well. Like I said, I'll be on here about 15 more minutes anyway, so of course send me through any comments you guys want to ask me as well. I'm hoping we're going to hear some more news about Eze. Hoping Arsenal can just shift some players out the door, so definitely yours. But we don't bid. Yeah, we are taking a while to bid. I don't know if we have the money or we're just wanting them to give us a lower bid. I generally don't know. But it's really weird him being keen on Spurs. Like I hate that. I hate hearing that. So yeah, it's really weird. It's really interesting though. So yeah, obviously guys, we're gonna have to see how this one's gonna develop. I'm hoping that it goes in our favour. I'm hoping that he comes to Arsenal, but if he doesn't, we're going to have to move on quickly. We're going to have to bring in other players because ultimately you can't sit around. We have to move up fast. We have to, like people said in the chat, you have to have plan Bs. You've got to have plan C even. You've got to have so many other options. If things aren't going your way, you do have to think of other things. So yeah, I think for me, it's going to be a really tough situation. But as long as we can get this done, or if we're not going to get this done, bring in a good quality player. I mean, Rodrigo would be a statement selling for me. I don't think Rodrigo would happen, obviously, because I think it's going to be hard to get him through the door. I think it's going to be hard to get a lot of these players through the door as well. But if we can just do this, then of course I'll be very, very happy. But yeah, it's going to be hard, especially if Spurs offer them a deal. They're probably going to accept it. Crystal Palace probably just want the money, want to just bring in more players in replacement. So yeah, I'm interested to see what we're going to do as well. But obviously the season started literally, I think it's this weekend the season starts. It's crazy how quick it's come about, and we've got United. Obviously I'm going to be doing a preview tomorrow night, guys. We're a United fan, which I'm very excited for. Of course, join me then as well. But it's just crazy. Are we ready for the season? Do you guys think we're ready for the season? Have we done enough for the season? I mean, for me personally, I think we're ready. I do believe we're ready. In some ways, I mean, for the first game, I think we'll be okay. But I do think we could do with a left winger and attacking midfielder. I mean, I do believe, guys, I do think Odegaard's going to have a much better season, but I do think it's going to take a bit of time. I think obviously we want to see him get the goals. But with Eze, he's going to get goals. He's going to take players on. He's going to be more direct. But I like Odegaard, but yeah, we definitely have to have a much better season. I hope things go away, because if we don't get Eze, I think that's going to be really tough for us. So hopefully we'll get Eze through the door. Hopefully, another player will come and that'll be done. But yeah, obviously guys, let me know what you made of the window as well so far as well. Because I'll be on here for a little bit longer today. And I will be back as well in the morning. Obviously later, if there's any sort of breaking news later, I will obviously update you guys and be on here, straight away anyway. So yeah, let me know how you guys are feeling at the moment. But obviously with the Eze news breaking this morning, this did not put us in a great mood. I mean, I still feel quite sad about it. But yeah, it'd be really a shame if he went there. I'd be really sad. But yeah, let me guys know what you think. But like I said, if you guys obviously want to ask me anything for the last 10-15 minutes, you're welcome to. And yeah, obviously big up to chat as well. Of course, guys, do make sure you're liking and subscribing as well. And like I said, when there's ever any breaking news, I'm always going to come on here straight away. And obviously, guys, to those that watch my content, like the Arsenal women team, I think the pre-season starting for them soon, so I will be doing stuff for that pre-season content as well. And of course, you can feel free to join me in that. Be up to Gunnagle. Hope he goes to Arsenal. Be up to Gunnagle. Thank you for your support. Yeah, I hope he does. Like I said, I think it expires on Friday, so only time will tell really what he's actually going to do. But I do genuinely hope he joins Arsenal. I think that would be, I think he's more likely to win a league title if he comes to Arsenal, because we're just there. We're just so close to getting over that line. We just need a bit of help, a few more players to add into this team. So hopefully, guys, we will do that. I'm hoping that we can get over that line as well and just get the job done. But it's going to be so tough this season coming up. Like I said, every other team is more competitive. Every other teams are improving as well around you. So yeah, it's going to be tough, but hopefully, guys, we're going to hear some more about Eze. We'll obviously update you guys when there's more stuff to do about Eze, but yeah, we haven't actually heard much about Eze these last few days. And when we heard that news, I was just so happy to actually hear more news and more information. So yeah, I'm just absolutely buzzing that there's actually some news for us to talk about with Eze. I'm happy that, yeah, I've got stuff to talk about. So yeah, I'm absolutely buzzing with that. And obviously, guys, if you've got any questions, do drop them in. I'll be probably ending this in about 10 minutes. So yeah, feel free to ask me anything for the last 10 minutes. Be up to Natalie. We can better buy first and then we'll sell. Natalie, hope you're good. Good to see you in the chat. I think with us, I think that we're probably going to sell first. We're probably going to then add players in. I probably expect us to bring one more player in at a push. I don't think we're going to do any more than that. I think it'll probably just be one more player as well. Whether that's Eze, whoever that is, I don't think we're going to add too many players in this team. I think it might just be one more, whoever it is, whether it's Eze, whether it's not Eze, whoever it is. So yeah, obviously, I just hope we can add another player in to help us in the attack, because we might struggle, especially in the left. If Trossard's moving and we're getting rid of him, we need to add more players in for sure. So yeah, but be up to Natalie. Yeah, I think we have obviously bought in a lot of players. I know some of the deals have been quite cheap. I know obviously Kepa was really cheap, and Mendy was a bit pricey, but I think he's definitely going to be worth it. But I think for some of these players, you are going to have to kind of sell some players to get more money as well. So selling is part of the, is definitely part of it. So I'm not surprised if I had to do that as well. But yeah, I'm interested to see how we're going to do the rest of this window as well. But yeah, so far I think we can just be happy knowing that we've got a great squad, but we also know that we need to add more players in, guys. We have to add more players, and we have to add more depth as well. Big up to Ron. Odegaard has already had enough time to become a great Champions League grade at Real Madrid and his loan years Arsenal as captain. Arsenal need a monster at a 10 through the forwards. I think, to be honest with you, if we're honest, Odegaard has been really good these last few seasons, and no one has actually questioned his performances really up until the last season. I mean, there'll be people out there have questioned, and that's fair enough, but I'm just speaking as a whole. When he's been doing good, no one's really questioned him, and now people are just starting to question him. So I think he's done quite good, if I'm being honest. I just think maybe just last season wasn't great. I still think there's a place for Odegaard in the team. He's still a great player. The other day, he's our captain. Whether you like it, he is our captain. Whoever likes it, we can't do anything about it. He's our captain, so we have to get behind him and hope he can just have a really good season. The only thing I will question Odegaard and want him to do more of is obviously score more goals, get more goals and stuff. And, he can get assists, he can help create chances, which is a part of this game, but I do think the goals is obviously really important as well, so I'm hoping that we're going to see more of that as well in this game. We have seen that Odegaard has scored goals in the team, he has done that a lot, but we just need to see a bit more of that in his game. So hopefully, guys, that will be a part of his game that we will see a little bit more of the goals, because you do see goals from Rice, you see goals, I'm sure, see goals from Mendy as well, but I think everyone has to help with the goals. Everyone has to have a part to play in the season with those sort of moments. So yeah, I'm hoping that we're going to see that in the season with Odegaard. I think if he doesn't have a good season, then we'll have to have that conversation. But like I said, I think there's quite a few players that for me have to step up in the season. For example, I do really believe that Havertz as well. Havertz has, got a great goal the other day, but I hope we're going to see that when it matters, when he has to come on or when he has to play in a game. I hope he can actually turn up when it matters. Martinelli as well. I mean, Martinelli is his end product I want him to work on. I hope that can be something that he can improve in the part of his game. I think that's something that he has to get better. He has to get better with as well. So hoping that we're going to see a lot of improvements with some of these players as well going into the season. But yeah, obviously, like I said, tomorrow I will be back to do a review at 7. I'll be back in the day as well tomorrow because I'm sure there'll be stuff to discuss as well. And obviously, guys, when there's ever any breaking news, I'm going to come on here straight away and give you guys the latest on it because obviously I love to chat with you guys, love to hear what you guys have to say as well. Feel free, guys, to send any last questions as I'm going to be ending this in a few minutes. But obviously, yeah, let me know if you've got any questions before I do round the show up in about 5 minutes time. Obviously, guys, there's about 10 of you in here, so please do make sure you're liking and subscribing if you haven't already. And yeah, send any last questions you want me to answer. But yeah, there's this window. Obviously, I think the window shuts. Maybe is it the 30th of August, the 1st of December, 1st of September? Sorry. We don't have long left, so we have to get this done. Obviously, with the outgoings, if I'm being honest, the only players that I see realistically leaving in this window is going to be Zinchenko, Reece Nelson, Lokonga possibly, obviously Trossard we know now, and Vieira. So that's a good 5 players. Obviously, I do want Jesus to go. I think he needs to move on as well. So yeah, yeah, let's go see what happens. Big up Natalie, I'll come back to this 1 second. I just want to read this one quickly. Big up Ron, what do you think is the chance that Arsenal have injuries to star players preventing them from the side moving forward? I think we always have injuries, to be fair. I do think that's our biggest problem, to be honest with you. Last season was terrible, to be honest with you. I think the problem is with injuries, like it's always going to be part of the game. I'm going to use Ben White as an example because with him, I didn't have a problem with him having the odd injuries, but I think with a Tomiyasu, it was all the time. It happened all the time. But I think if you have players that have injuries here and there, it's okay. But yeah, I think the injuries definitely do set us back. And we just have to move past them and try and get forward and try and move, try and deal with it. But it's really difficult, to be honest with you. If that's the question you're asking me, but yeah, I do think that last season we didn't win the league for obviously the window. We had a poor window. Obviously, that was a big setback. But I think with the injuries, I mean, like Saka, Arsenal do rely on Saka quite heavily, to be honest with you. We do rely on him to get us goals or produce something on the right. Him being out was a big blow. Obviously, it meant Neri could get a chance. So in hindsight, it was good when Neri got a chance. Obviously, Havertz was out, which was a bit of a pain in the bum, really, because we needed him. Odegaard was out when you needed him the most. Gabriel towards the end we could manage it towards the end because Kivio actually did really good. He put in a really good performance. And yeah, it's going to be really tough, really. But yeah, I think for us, we need to make sure the season we don't have these injuries, and we can just try and get on the season without these injuries, without these setbacks. I really hope that we can just deal with these injuries. And yeah, injuries are going to happen. I expect Timber, I expect Ben White to have injuries, to be honest with you. But yeah, I don't think for me it's going to be a big problem. That's why we need to have depth. You have to have that squad depth. I mean, obviously we've got defensive depth now, whereas you have Kivior, you've also got the likes of Calafiori. I mean, if Ben White is a player that comes off the bench, you've got him as well. So yeah, I think for me it's going to be interesting to see how these players do get on with injuries. So yeah, I hope we don't have injuries. It's going to be really tough if we do have injuries because I think that will set us back. But I think, you look at the striker situation, you've got Havertz as a backup as well. You do have Marino. So yeah, we have options there, in the team. So I'm hoping that we can just manage if we have injuries. But yeah, I mean, the left, you are a little bit weak there because, I mean, Martinelli is predictable, unfortunately. His end product is something that he struggles with. And then you look at, if Madueke plays and he can do well. But then on the other hand, you've also got, on the right, you've got a bit of option there, Ranieri. So I think we've got a lot of depth now. The midfield, I wouldn't say we have a lot of depth there, to be honest with you. We've got Norgard who can come on, but it's going to be really tough. I hope Trossard fit is first. Yeah, with Trossard, he might not be here for the first game. I don't think he will be here for the first game, to be honest with you. I think he's going Natalie. I think Trossard will be leaving this summer, unfortunately. I like Trossard, but if we need money, we need money. So it is what it is. It's not a nice situation to lose a player that you really like, but it probably will happen at some point. So yeah. Who will be our most important player this season? Oh, a good question here. Yeah, I mean, Gokren's will in some way, but I actually think Mendy might be our most important player, and I think he'll have a really good season. I'm really rooting for him, and I think he'll do really well. So, probably Mendy. I think he'll do really good this season, and I'm hoping so. I'm hoping so anyway. But him, maybe I'd probably say Mendy. Maybe defensively Gabriel Saliba, but obviously Gokren's too as well. So. I don't think there is an injury worry for the keepers, defensive midfield. My concern for them is very likely staff forwards. Yeah, I think the keeper I don't have to worry with, because to be honest, Raya is actually okay with injuries, not as many, and obviously Kepa can step in. Defensively, I'm not worried. Midfield maybe might be a little bit of a concern, but I'm not overly worried. But like I said, the attack is a bit of a problem for us, really, isn't it? Because obviously, if Martinelli is injured, Madueke has to really perform and step in. And I mean, Madueke probably a starter, but if he's injured, Martinelli have to play. Then on the right, Saka, you've got Waneri. The right is okay. The striker, I think, to be honest with you, if Gokres had an injury, say Gokres was out for like 3 weeks, I think we'd really struggle with Havertz. I think Havertz is going to get you goals, but we know Gokres, to me, I think Gokres is actually a level above, so it's going to be really tough. So, yeah, I do agree. I think we have strengthened in a lot of positions, but I do think the forward line might be our problem if we're struggling, if anyone gets injured. So here's hoping that we don't have many injuries going forward. But yeah, thank you obviously guys for your questions. Be up to chat, be up to everyone here. Like I said, I will let you guys know when I'll be back. I'll probably be back tomorrow afternoon unless there's any latest news. If there's any news later, I will jump on here for a chat with you guys. But yeah, obviously tomorrow night as well, I'll be back at 7 as well. So feel free to join in that show later on. But yeah, thank you for watching my show. So I really appreciate it. And I've generally loved chatting with all of you today. So thank you for watching. Of course, guys, if you haven't already, please don't forget to like and subscribe as well to my channel. And yeah, thank you for watching. I've really had a lovely chat with all of you. So let's hope Eze doesn't go to Spurs. Let's hope we get some good news about Eze pretty soon. But yeah, thank you guys for watching my show. So I hope you all had a great day as well. I hope you all enjoy it. Thank you so much, Natalie. Good to see you in the chat. Good to see all of you. Big up Ron for your questions. Big up to everyone that's been here. Sorry, Josh, I'm ending it now, but I'll be back soon anyway. I'll be guys let you know if I'm back tomorrow or if I'm back. I'm back in the afternoon, definitely back in the afternoon tomorrow. But obviously, I'll let you guys know when my next stream is. But yeah, thank you for watching my show. I hope you all had enjoyed it, and yeah, I will have a great day as well. And yeah, I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.